Good morning, students. I still remain Mr. Albert, your technical drawing teacher. Hope we are fine wherever we are. We bless the name of the Lord. This morning, we're going to look at technical drawing as usual on the topic isometric drawing. I come again, technical drawing on the topic isometric drawing. We'll be having isometric drawing online. Our teaching today shouldn't be the normal teaching we do. That we always, it shouldn't be the normal teaching we do. That we always come and sit together and we do the drawing together, but rather we're having it online this morning. We look at isometric drawing. Before we go deep, we should have together a look at what we intend to achieve in course at the end of this lesson. That is stating the learning objectives. Number one, at the end of this lesson, you should be able to define isometric drawing. Number two, sketch isometric axis. Number three, state three different positions of isometric axis. Then lastly, you draw isometric block or an object in isometric. That is the third one. Sorry, the fourth one, you draw an object in isometric. Then let us look at isometric drawing. It is a pictorial drawing that recognizes solid objects in 3 dimensions. Not just a liquid or gaseous object, the solid object you can hold and feel. It is a pictorial drawing that recognizes solid objects in 3 dimensions. That is the length, the width, and the depth at 30 degrees inclined to the horizontal. We will talk about that, how we mean by 30 degrees inclined to the horizontal. Then before then, we'll look at isometric axis. This one can be positioned to obtain or create different views of an object. There are 3 main positions of isometric axis. We look at it also pictorially or on a picture. Before we get there, let us look at how we proceed or draw an object in isometric. That is procedure involved in drawing isometric block. Number one, you draw the horizontal line. We all know in our first term, second term, third term, whatever term in SS1 and 2, how to draw horizontal line, and then perpendicular lines. You know how to draw perpendicular lines, though I will show you some pictures and explain certain things to you after now. Then you draw the inclined or receding lines. That line is the line you use Z-square to draw. It laps with the horizontal line and it is always 30 degrees. The angle the line makes with the horizontal line is 30 degrees. That's why it is called the receding line. That means it is 30 degrees to the horizontal. Then you continue to slide the Z-square. The Z-square we use in this case is not just the 45 degrees Z-square or 60 degrees. It is the 30-60 degrees Z-square and a 30 degrees angle. So you continue to slide the Z-square until you obtain other sides or other areas you want to get. Let us look at the isometric axis we are talking about. Isometric axis. You look at this picture. This is an isometric axis. This line here is a vertical line drawn down. You know that the horizontal line comes this way. The horizontal line comes this way. So the angle between this horizontal line and this vertical line drawn down is 90 degrees. And since I have told you, you use 30 degrees set square to draw the receding line. These are the receding lines. This is a receding line. This is a receding line. If you have used 30 degrees here, then that 90 plus 30 will give you this 120 degrees. We also look at this other one. The same way, what is applicable to the left is applicable to the right. If you have a horizontal line here, this is 90 degrees or so, the horizontal, then you use 30 degrees set square to take this inclined line or receding line. That means you also have 30 plus 90, giving you 120 degrees. That is from this line here to this line is 120 degrees. Then 120 at the right plus 120 at the left will give you 240 degrees. If you take that away from angle at a point, mathematically 360, here will remain 120. So each angle that the sides make with each other is 120 degrees. This is isometric angle, not the receding angle. This is the angle of isometric, or angle the isometric axis. Angle of isometric axis. This one is not the receding angle. The receding angle is 30 degrees. I have told you that. We now look at an object or the positions of isometric axis. There are three main positions of isometric axis. The first one you are seeing here is called the regular isometric. This one, the object is drawn down, then from the down you take it up. From this down also, you take it up. From this place, you take it up here. This is a regular isometric. Then this one, you can start from this point below here. You can also start from below here. You draw it like this, and you draw it like this, continue. Then the last one is the opposite of the first one. This one is called the reverse isometric, opposite of the regular isometric. This one is called the long axis isometric. Then we look at how these steps work. The steps we have been discussing. These are the steps. This is a horizontal line drawn on the T-square. A horizontal line drawn on the T-square. After that, you take, this is the perpendicular line. Then the receding line at 30 degrees. Remember I told you use 30 degrees set square. Lapping on the T-square, you have the 30 degrees here. That is the line that goes to this side at 30 degrees. You also do the same justice to the right-hand side. If that is done, next thing you need to do is you have taken it to the right-hand side, you have taken it to the left-hand side. You produce a perpendicular line at the middle. What this object, what value do you, the value that has been given to this object, or the dimension is, here is 20, this perpendicular line from here up here is 20, then here to here is 40, that is 4 cm. Then from here to here is 60, that is 6 centimeter. Then after the perpendicular line here, when you measure your 6 cm, you put a stop or a dot there, you now turn your set square, you see it is lapping at 90 now. To draw another perpendicular line at this point, you take it up this way, that is another perpendicular line. Then you do the same thing to this side. At the end of your 40 here, you take another perpendicular line up. That is 20 here also. What you need to do after that, you join them together. If you have produced the perpendicular line at the end of the 60 and at the end of the 30 here, you just join them together. You move the set square up. That is the next thing you do. It is the set square that you use from here to close here. Then you turn it to the left, you close here. Then you close here and join here to here. Then you join here to here. That is the next thing you need to do. So what you do is you close the object by achieving this. This one is the end of the 20 cm, sorry, 20 mm. This is the end of the 20 mm. Then use your set square. Look at how it is turned to the left, right. From this point, lapping on the T-square, you join it with a thick line or a bold line. You also turn it to the left-hand side. The way you produced it here, you just need to move the T-square up. You move it up, then the T-square comes here, this Z-square comes to this side. You take another one. Wherever you join this line, you make it bold. When you have gotten this block and this block, you turn it to the right-hand side. That is this Z-square as in, and the T-square position. You draw it like line coming to this side. That one has no dimension or no measurement. Then you also turn it to this side. At this point, you take it to the left-hand side too. You take it this way. Wherever it meets this point, that is the end. Definitely, when here is 60 mm, here is 60 mm, here will also be 60 mm. This one does not require measurement. You don't need to dimension. Once you stop, you get the accurate value for the length. Then since here is 40 mm, here must be 40 mm. If your instruments are well positioned, then here automatically will also be 40 mm. These are the steps. But remember, the types of axes that were shown to you, or the positions, could be regular. That is, you start from here to draw. It could be a reverse. That means you start from here to draw. It could be a long axis. So whichever one you want to do, you determine whatever method you want to use to do your job or to produce your block in isometric. Then we need to have a recap of what we have discussed. Remember I said isometric axis is isometric drawing, rather is a type of drawing or a pictorial drawing that recognizes objects in 3 dimensions: the length, the breadth, and the depth at 30 degrees inclined to the horizontal. That 30 degrees is what we call the receding angle of isometric drawing, the receding angle. Remember we also said we have the isometric axis, and I told you it is 120 to each of the receding lines, 120 degrees a make. Then you have 120 at the right, 120 at the left, 120 at the top. 3 of them giving you 360 degrees. Then we also talked about the positions of our isometric axis. We talked about the long axis. We talked about the regular axis, and we talked about the reverse, that is opposite of the regular axis. We've also discussed the procedures in producing an object in isometric. We talked about drawing the horizontal line, drawing the receding lines, and then the perpendicular lines, and then sliding the Z-square on the T-square to get the required objects. For your assignment, check your portal and do your assignment properly. Thank you very much. Until we meet again. God bless you all.